Hi, I'm Kesenya and welcome to Guiding Star Astrology. I'm your Astro Weather Girl, here with this week's Astro Weather Report. I'm going to show you how the stars are going to affect your life this week. In my videos, I use both Vedic and traditional Western techniques with tropical astrology, not sidereal astrology. I also use the traditional system of whole sign astrology for my analysis. You can use this video to the best of your advantage by listening to the introduction to understand what the week holds for you, and then going to the timestamps for your sun, moon, and rising sign to get a more personalized forecast for the week ahead. Astrology is not designed to scare you. It's designed to give you information so that you know what the good and the challenging energies in the week ahead will be, and you can therefore consciously work with them to the best of your advantage. Remember, knowledge is power. Now, there are scammers about, and so if you should receive a message from me on any platform requesting your money for a reading, know that it is a scam. Report them immediately. And now settle in and let's see what the astral skies have in store for the week ahead. Hello astrology lovers, welcome to this week's Astro Weather Report. What a week we've got in store. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel in order to go into the draw to win a special solar return report for the month of July. And I do love the solar return reports for the month of July. I've got my birthday next week. I'll be casting a whole new solar return chart for myself. Cannot wait to see what the next year of my life has in store. Very, very excited. It's a special one for me this year. And I'm also saying goodbye to Pluto in my first house, which has been the case in my solar return report for the year just gone. What a year of change that brought me. I mean, Pluto, god of the underworld, god of great transformations. I've gone from being unmarried to married. I've had tremendous crisis and upheaval with members of my family who are very, very sick, and my family moving off the family farm. Lots and lots and lots has happened this year as a result of my solar return chart for 2023, which stretched from July 2023 to July 2024. So my friends, go into the draw to win a solar return report to understand what's coming up for you in the year ahead. But if you don't win, that's okay. You can still buy a solar return report from my website, www.guidingstar.astrology.com, for $25. What a bargain. Head over there. Don't miss out. All right, enough of the promotions and the birthday celebrations. Time to look at this week's astro weather, this week's forecast. 21st of July, my friends, we have a full moon in Capricorn at 29 degrees. What have I got that at? The first degrees of Capricorn. So it's going to be at 29 degrees of Capricorn. And I talk about this for every single sign and give a forecast about this full moon for every single sign at the Patreon family. So if you want extra astro weather information, astro weather forecasts, join the Patreon family. I talk about the full moon every month. And this one's very special because it's the second full moon in Capricorn this year. In fact, we had one about a month ago at the opening degrees of Capricorn. Now it's at the final degrees of Capricorn, which makes a big difference. Very karmic degree. Also, this moon is out of bounds. This could leave us reeling with sudden surprises that we just didn't see coming. So it's the second time this Cancer season with the sun in Cancer that we have had an out of bounds Capricorn full moon. So once again, hang on to your hats. This is going to be a big one. Come join me at the Patreon family and find out more about this really special full moon at the karmic degree, out of bounds, all the good juicy stuff. Also, on the day of the full moon, which in Australia is the 21st of July, we're also having Mercury square to Uranus. Let's write that in. So here is Mercury. Where is Mercury? Where have I popped Mercury? Over here in the latter degrees of Leo, squaring Uranus, 26 degrees of Taurus, where Uranus has just been hanging out with Mars on the fixed star Algol. Check out my video all about that. It was a unique one and you want to find out the juicy astro information, because that action, Mars and Uranus, will be in play for a couple of weeks yet. So check out that video, find out all about it. But as for Mercury square Uranus, just breathe. That's the key. Mercury is to do with the breath and breathing and the lungs. This transit, square to Uranus, can cause nervous reactions. It's a hard aspect, it's a square. Things like anxiety, worry, tension. So breathing exercises are very helpful. Have a plan to navigate the 21st of July under the full moon energy well. Breath work, obviously, being in nature, movement like bike riding or skiing. Movement, Mercury is related to movement that gets you somewhere. It's a transport kind of energy. So bike riding, skiing, walking, running, going from A to B. Even also with Uranus involved, obviously taking a little bit of magnesium. These are all good strategies for handling this energy. And of course, it's happening on the same day as the full moon, handling that energy well. But Mercury is also news. He was the messenger of the gods. So expect surprises. Uranus is surprises. Uranus is things coming out of the blue, shocking our socks off. Expect unexpected events to upset the apple cart in some sort of information way. Under this energy, it can also feel like life is just rapidly speeding up, and for many, on Earth, in the Earth dimensional reality, it actually is speeding up, but it's going to feel like it more so on the 21st of July. But with a square aspect, it's going to feel like we're on a runaway wagon, a bit out of control, everything's spinning, so to speak. Now, this is a little bit like Mercury retrograde, Mercury square to Uranus. It's not a time for buying new devices. You do not want to buy a new iPad or smartphone or anything like that with a square from the two planets that have to do with gadgets and information between one another. It's just not, you're not going to get the best out of your out of your gadgets. It's also not a good time for sending, a bit like Mercury retrograde, sending important emails, signing contracts. Just bide your time for about a day or two if you can. Obviously, if you work in an industry where you're always signing contracts and making deals and things, well, you can't really avoid it. But if you can avoid it, put it off for a day or two until this energy dissipates. But look, not all squares are challenging for everybody. Some people might find that they are actually able to think more outside the box on this day in a manner that gives sort of spontaneous solutions and logical answers. It might also give people a bit of originality in their thinking and give them an insight for a bit of a new twist on an old issue or an old problem. So don't expect the worst, expect the unexpected is what I'll say with this aspect. Now, the 21st of July is really full on. There's so much happening, and it's all tying in with the full moon, and it's all this energy happening at once. We also have the sun making a trine to Neptune from the final degree of Cancer, 29 degrees, to the final degree of Pisces. Now, this happens twice a year that we get a sun aspect to Neptune, so it's not unusual, it's not super rare, but it's still a powerful one because Neptune is an outer planet, and the outer planets really invoke an energy of shift and change, usually in the masses, across the countries and across peoples, and because the sun's involved, it actually is pertaining to leadership that might be affected as well. Now, if you have Neptune prominent in your chart, so conjunct with the sun, conjunct with the moon, or on the ascendant, even some of the other angles like the midheaven, the descendant, and the IC, you will probably feel this energy extra powerfully than other people might. Any aspect to Neptune you'll feel more significantly. So let's look at this one. 21st of July. Do you like lolling in the sun? Maybe, sitting in a cosmopolitan cafe, street side, watching the world go by with a latte in your hand, then this is going to be your day. You'll really get off on today's energy, the 21st of July. It's a day for relaxing in a social setting. The sun likes to be the center of the action. Neptune likes to relax and take a break and take a holiday. In fact, you might even enjoy a touch of glamour without a care in the world under this combination of beautiful energies, because the sun is glamorous and so is Neptune. So we could all use a bit of glamorous rest and relaxation, I think, at this stage. Certainly here in Australia where it's winter, that's very appealing to have a bit of enjoyment during the cabin fever season. But this energy is all about creativity as well, and so much of it. So it's a day for inspiration from this energy, performance, being in the flow. So it's a super day for people who are writers, artists, and musicians, because they can get really, really inspired thanks to this transit. Some people, if you've got this triggering natal planet significantly, some people can meet their soulmates under this influence. And this isn't just the falling in love variety. This is the kind of people who come back from past lives into your life and just you feel like you've known them forever. There is a super high astral connection between you and any soulmate interactions that you have under this energy. So very inspirational people can also cross your path. People of a high sort of leadership caliber, people who you look up to and respect. And even for some people who've got this dancing around sort of significant points in their chart around 29 degrees of the water signs, then you might actually have a brush with fame. You could, get your 15 minutes of fame on the TV or the internet or something like that as a result of this energy too. So for some people, could be quite a powerful one. But a bit of charity, Neptune is charity and compassion, a bit of healing energy won't go astray on the 21st of July either. So reach out to those that you care for, share the big love that you'll have in your heart under this energy, and maybe share that street side coffee with them while there's plenty to go around. Enjoy. This energy is the lovely one. We also have the energy that I'm going to talk about for all signs shortly, also happening on the 21st of July. Oh my God, what a big day. We are going to be having Mars trine Pluto. So Pluto is in I think it's at 1 degree of Aquarius, making an aspect to Mars, which has now shifted into Gemini. Hello. Here we are with a Mars trine to Pluto. Again, well, I was going to say this happens twice a year. It actually happens 2 times in a 2-year space. So it's a little bit more rare than the Sun trine to Neptune. When things are rarer, we actually feel their punch more. And a lot of the time that's because things move slower, because they happen more infrequently, and so the energy lasts longer and it builds up an influence. It's like the pressure of the volcano building up for longer. Now, not that this is a volcanic energy. We've already had that with Mars and Uranus. But this is a dose of rocket fuel, okay? Rocket fuel in the best sense of the word. Motivation's going to increase exponentially with this trine, and this is a friendly dance between Mars and Pluto. We can really feel into our power under this energy. We can take risks that actually really pay off for us. We can let go of old fears. We can cut the cords. Mars is to cut the cords with old paranoias and obsessions and Pluto-like, problems. Mars is a strategist. We can create future strategies for life. We can bring positive change into every avenue of our lives. This is a great energy, something to be celebrated and enjoyed. Now, we also won't be able to ignore the positive connection between 2 planets with such strong sexual expression either. Getting it on is definitely on the cards in whatever manner feels right to you. So, my friends, something to enjoy. So as you can see, and I will draw in the full moon as well, my God, what a massive, potent energy that we have for the 21st of July. I'm just noticing now also, as I'm doing this, that there's going to be a wedge to Mars. A wedge shape is very important. As you can see, full moon, sun and moon opposite one another, and Pluto right there with the full moon. Again, that's something I'll talk about for all signs with the Patreon family, all signs breakdown for the full moon. But we've got this trine to Mars from the full moon, and we've got also a sextile to the sun. This means that any struggles, any problems, any tensions that you may experience on the 21st, and even a couple of days beforehand, maybe a couple of days after, from the full moon, will be, you can release them. Like the pressure release valve is Mars. Mars is the pressure release valve for that moon. And we'll be talking about that when I talk about the all signs breakdown for the full moon in Capricorn as well. That's actually pivotal. Mars is key to coping with whatever arises as a result of this full moon. Very exciting if you have a strong, powerful Mars in your chart. And just on that topic, I am preparing to do a video about the importance of Mars. And it's going to be a ripper. You're going to love it. Just looking at the astronomy of Mars, which is not what you think it is. It's absolutely fascinating, and how it affects us astrologically as well. In fact, I think Mars is probably the most overlooked planet and the most important planet. I can't wait to tell you all about it. But here's certainly on the 21st of July, Mars is going to be key to everything that's going on. So, very excited. But moving on, what else is happening this week? Sun is moving into Leo. So after the full moon at 29 degrees, next day, boom, here is the sun in my sun sign, Leo. Bring it. The sun always gives us a hint of what we need to motivate us. And now that the sun is delightfully in his home territory, we're going to be more motivated by Leo things. Fun, joy, big love, passion, our own creative expression. It sounds like good times to me. So expect over the next 30 days while the sun is in Leo to feel more radiant and confident and energetic than usual. It's going to be great. It's also a placement for leadership, sun in Leo. So, if you get the opportunity to put yourself forward in some way, do so with the warmth and the generosity that Leo is renowned for, with joy, with celebration, and you will attract more success into your life because you're approaching leadership and opportunities in that manner, thanks to the gracious energy of Leo's highest vibration. If you're stepping into sort of leadership roles begrudgingly and with sort of a bit of a sour, feeling about it all, then it's not going to go well. Use Leo energy and embrace it with warmth and joy when those opportunities arise, and you will have tremendous success. All right, we also have on the 22nd, because of this shift, you can see these two planets are so close together, full moon next to Pluto. What does that mean when the sun moves into Leo? Immediately, sun opposite Pluto. Yikes. Okay, I've already got a line drawn there. Let's leave it like that. A day of dark power struggles and control issues. This is the 22nd, the very day after the full moon in Capricorn. So be forewarned, forearmed, my friends, as I always say. These two polaric points in the solar system, they kind of function like the yin-yang symbol of darkness and light. In fact, Apollo, god of the sun, and Pluto, god of the underworld. Very extreme. And when they oppose one another, you can expect exactly that. A contradiction of pendulum contrariness. We are swinging from light to dark. And there's this tension, this seesaw between both extremes. So what can that look like in the manifest? Well, could be that we encounter a lot of stubbornness from other people, manipulation, blockage. These are just some of the expressions of this energy, and in worst case scenarios, it can display as people in positions of power instigating violence on others. Sun is the leadership, the kingship, the people in positions of power. Should be benevolent people. We know they're not always. And Pluto here is bringing out violence, perhaps from the leadership towards other leaders, towards the people, who knows. Let's hope in mundane astrology this is not what unfolds. The aspect will unfold, but the ramifications, I hope, do not unfold, because this does occur every year. It's not unusual. It happens once a year, but we can see little increments of this energy. Like I said, violence, stubbornness, manipulation, all that sort of thing can be unfolding even in incremental ways in our personal lives. So I just encourage you, my friends, to walk in mindfulness and present moment awareness on the 22nd to avoid being pulled into this energetic quicksand. And finally, the last thing that's happening, and this is actually happening on a very special day for me, 25th of July, Mercury is moving into Virgo. So down here, little Mercury moving on into Virgo, a sign that it rules. And what does that mean? Well, it means this Sojourn is going to help us focus more on the details of life. In fact, we need to be careful. Even though it's in rulership, we might begin to feel a bit strung out if things aren't orderly and organized and structured, It can make us feel like life's a bit out of control. So what we need to do to make the most of Mercury energy in Virgo is get organized. We'll probably be motivated to do so, but if you want to do so beforehand, you'll enjoy this transit of Mercury so much more. Spring clean your life. Take care of all those practical day-to-day concerns. Now, for some people, Mercury's visit here might give trouble absorbing deeper knowledge. You might tend to want to stay on the surface, with facts and figures rather than philosophy, because always opposite a Mercury-ruled sign is a Jupiter-ruled sign. And Jupiter is philosophy, looking at things deeply, having a deep understanding. Whereas Virgo, Gemini, they're more, what's going on in the news, what's happening with the weather. I want to know lots and lots and lots about everything, but nothing in depth. So again, we have this energy that might be very predominant. While Mercury is in Virgo, we want to stay on the surface with facts and figures, and we're not interested in going deep with things. So a word of warning, you might feel quite impatient with other people when Mercury transits through Virgo. We can also feel a bit resentful of the service that we're giving or the work that we are doing. We need to be more upfront about our feelings, not stuffing down our frustrations and our annoyances, that turns into complaining and self-victimization, and that does nobody any favors. These are the shadow sides of Virgo energy. So be honest and real and share, with directness rather than resentfulness building during this time. And if you can do that, you're going to actually get a lot out of this transit of Mercury. If you can let go of any feelings of victimization, you can actually be very productive, very much accomplish a lot in practical realms around the house and in your work life. And if you're in a service industry, it can really go well for you. So that's what I'm seeing for the week ahead. What a doozy, my friends. Let us take a look now at what is going to be happening for all signs with the fabulous energy of Mars trine Pluto on the 21st of July. Now, of course, I'm going to start with Mars in Gemini. And just for those who comment every week about the fact that I never start with Aries, let me tell you, I always start with the sign where the activity is occurring. And I move through the horoscope from there, just for those people who haven't picked up on that yet. All right, Gemini rising, Gemini sun, and Gemini moon people. Mars is in your first house, and this is where the energy of Mars in this trine to Pluto that happens sort of once every year, or twice in a 2-year period, this is where it's occurring. This is where it's expressing this time around, and probably will be expressing here for the next 20 years, as we are always going to be making a trine to Pluto from Gemini or the other air sign Libra for 20 years to come. So what can we expect, Gemini? Increased motivation, lack of discouragement. We're going to be more courageous. Our risk-taking pays off. We're going to be more successful in our endeavors. We feel more sexy, and we can see positive change arrive. Now, this first house is the house of the body and the physical self and how we present ourselves to the world. So if we're feeling more sexy under this influence, it's going to come out in our aura. And of course, for Gemini people, that means you have, more than perhaps any other sign, the ability to attract partners. Because you're feeling sexy, there's a sexual magnetism going on with this combination of energy, so you're going to be able to draw people to you who might be interested in a date. It's the kind of energy that you might be at a bar and somebody buys you a drink or something like that. That kind of energy. Great stuff if you're single, and fun for everyone. So that could be quite fun for you. Also, you might be it's not a shopping energy, but you might be like buying some new clothes that make you feel more sexy, you know, lingerie, or, you know, makeup that makes you feel like more sexy, that kind of thing. Or if you're a guy, maybe, you know, you're out shopping for a new t-shirt, and instead of getting the big baggy thing, you get something that shows off your guns. This is the energy for that kind of thing. Fantastic. This is also, the first house is the house of initiating new things. So here, this is a wonderful energy for risk-taking, because risk-taking can really pay off. And here in the house of initiating new things, brand new starts just unfold with blessing. So if you've been looking to establish something new, like a new business, or create a new friendship with somebody that you've just got to know, taking that to the next level, or maybe you're wanting to initiate some kind of a move towards a house acquisition or something, this is the energy to support it. Risk taking pays off. If you want to put a bid in for a project, if you know, making a career move of some sort, like, this is your day. Initiating new things can be blessed under this Mars energy. Also, it's what we align with, the energy of the first house. It's where we feel we're directed. And so you're going to feel more Mars-like. You're going to feel more confident, more courageous. You're going to feel more motivated. And that then leads to all sorts of opportunities unfolding for you, Gemini. So make the most of this wonderful energy. I would also suggest that you're going to feel more sporting and active. Gemini is a sign that pertains to wanting to move through travel or transport. I talked about this in the introduction piece. But it's about moving from one spot to another to exercise, not standing still with the weights. That's not what this is all about. Mars here in a trine to Pluto is going to motivate you to want to jog or walk or ski or bike ride, or something where there is A to B, movement from one place to another involved. So it's a day for getting your sports on in that sense. So yes, so you're going to be successful in all your endeavors with this energy, and that can be anything to do with the self. I've talked about initiating new things and taking a risk, but successful endeavors, like let's say you want to, I don't know, pick a bridesmaid's outfit for a wedding that you're involved in. Well, it's going to be successful for you. You'll find just the right dress. Let's say that you want to get a new haircut, you know, vamp up your image a bit. It's going to be successful. You're going to love what happens. This energy brings success to any of your endeavors, big or small. Not just risk-taking ones, but anything to do with the self. If you want to do a deep dive into understanding who you are, then Pluto's trine can really help that. You know, doing some psychological work, or getting, you know, to know what alchemy is all about or something. Doing some deep dive into occult work can really be successful too. So Gemini, what a great day. Make the most of it. 21st of July. Moving right along, we're going to move now to Cancer, the 12th house. Sorry, it's not the 12th house, but Mars will be in your 12th house when Cancer is rising, or you have your Sun and Moon there. And this makes us focused on the 21st of July on the 12th house. Now, the 12th house has to do with our ancestors on the other side, people who've passed on but still care about us and watch over us from the beyond, and we can feel their presence sometimes. So positive change can come into our lives because of these ancestors and angels on the other side and higher beings pulling the strings. So this is a day I would suggest, Cancer, for praying to Grandma who's watching over you from the beyond, praying to the archangels or your spirit guides or whatever, because positive change is represented by this wonderful wedge to Mars and the trine, especially from Pluto. Positive change is here. And if you need to change your life, then you need to instigate some 12th house actions, praying to the divine, and they will hear. And this is an energy of manifestation, of risk-taking paying off, of success. So through praying, we can actually change the course of our lives. Fantastic energy. Make the most of that. It's also an energy, the 12th house has to do with sleeping, and it has to do with dreaming and getting visions. Now, Mars in and of itself is not usually a psychically oriented planet. But for a Cancer person with Moon and Moon in your 7th house, and you've also got Pluto making this trine to Mars, you may just get some psychic downloads from your dreams. You might get a message from spirit. You might actually, you don't even have to be night dreaming. It could be you're walking along and suddenly, aha, some epiphany arrives and it's channeled through, you know. Or maybe somebody, you're buying something at the supermarket and the checkout chick speaks some sentence to you and it's like, oh my God, my life, my world, my orientation has just changed. That's like a visioning, an omen or something. It can come from any ordinary place. So keep your eyes peeled. This energy is on your side to help manifest, shall we say, some visioning or some important message from the divine. Now, I must also mention that the 12th house is a moksha house. It's in Vedic astrology, that means a liberation house, a house of letting go. So there can be some dissolution of things that have been blocking you. Now, this energy, Mars in a trine to Pluto, is about cutting out things that don't serve you any longer, releasing the things that hold you back. And it can be done in a very powerful and even a very swift and fast way. So, be prepared, my beautiful Cancer friends, for something that has been limiting you or blocking you to be let go of, to be cut out of your life. Now, I don't think this is people, and we're not talking about a person being cut out of your life. We're talking more about circumstances, and it could even be old karma. Because this is a house of our past lives and past karma, you might even be releasing something from the past, letting it go, saying goodbye to, it could be an old attitude, an old belief system that you have. It could be some sort of old, constantly repeating scenario that, like, why do I always pick the same type of personality to date? Or why do I always choose the wrong restaurant? Or whatever, some old habit or repeating cycle. And you're like, that's it, never again. Here we go with a powerful and easy way to cut that problematic thing out of your life. This is a house of rest and escapism and holidays. So I have to say, Cancer, it may not be that peaceful of a holiday. You might get the opportunity to go kite surfing or something, or you might, downhill skiing or something like that might be more on the cards when you've got this going on in the realm of holidays. So whitewater rafting holiday, this is where it's at, It's an adventure holiday. It's an exciting holiday. It's a motivated holiday. So no rest for the wicked. You're going to have, lots of fun if you're taking some time off or a day off or doing something like that. It's going to be full of exhilaration, and that can be quite a good thing. Sometimes we need a refreshing break of that nature. Thank you, my beautiful Cancer friends. Now, Leo, Leo rising, Leo sun, Leo moon. The energy of Mars trine to Pluto on the 21st of July is happening or manifesting through your 11th house. And this is a very interesting placement. This is the house of being profitable and being gainful. How we, it's what we need above and beyond our survival resources. It's more than just, what the body needs to get by in the world. This is the gainfulness house. 11th house is quite interesting that way. And here for Leo rising people, well, in this case, your 9th house lord is in the 11th. That's a wealth combination for many Leo people. But we've got a trine from the god of great wealth, Pluto here. So you could have it's not a windfall house, but just a movement towards more profitability. You take a risk. I'm not saying go and throw all your money on the horses. This is not the gambling house either. But because you've taken a risk career-wise, I should say, this is where the benefit can come back to you now. The manifestation of profitability can arise. So be courageous. Don't be silly. Be strategic about how you're investing your money and the changes that you're making, the endeavors that you're undertaking. Be strategic, be clever, but you can see some good gains come your way, Leo. as a result of some strategies you've undertaken or risks that you have been bold enough to make. Also, this is the house of friendships. And if you are wanting to, gain some greater networks or, join a different friendship circle, you can be successful in those endeavors on the 21st of July. Be courageous about that as well. Be courageous about stepping out. This is about being socially present, the 11th house. So, go and join that work, get to know you, session after work on a Friday night or something. This energy is in your hand, I was going to say. Like, you can make the most of it. Make new friends, make new connections, make new social opportunities for yourself. This can really pay off under this energy. You'll also be feeling more motivated to make connections as well. This is an energy of motivation. You'll be more motivated to be more gainful. You'll be more motivated to create new friendships. You'll be more motivated to accomplish your dreams and goals. And in fact, if you want to accomplish any long or short-term dreams and goals under this influence, you need to act with Mars energy. So it would pay you, Leos, to watch my upcoming video that's going to come out in the next week or two about Mars, because Mars energy, while Mars transits Gemini, is how you're going to achieve. So that, in a nutshell, it means being courageous, it means being strategic, it means taking a risk, it means being creative, it means initiating. You need to practice Mars energy in order to achieve over the coming month or so. Groups and organizations are represented by this particular house as well. So you might even have contact with some very powerful groups and organizations and clubs under this energy, Leo. So that can really lead you into high places, and connections with powerful people can be made. People who can, shake things up for you, who can move the strings and get you into, really fabulous new opportunities. So don't discount anyone you meet. Sometimes the most ordinary looking people can be very powerful movers and shakers. Mars trine to Pluto can put you across the path of some people of high influence under this energy. So positive change can also arrive in your life as well, Leo, and this is usually to do with your dreams and aspirations. Again, it could be through some sort of a benefactor that some positive change arrives in your life. So treat everything with an open mind and an open heart, because you never know what might be about to unfold because of this energy. You'll feel it most potently on the 21st of July. Could also be activated a day or two before and a day or two after. All right, Virgo rising, Virgo sun, Virgo moon, people. Well, Virgo, Mars is angular to your rising sun or moon sign, and here it is in Gemini, another Mercury ruled sign, just like yours, and it is in the 10th house on the 21st of July, making a trine to Pluto. So what does this mean? Well, it has to do with career, it has to do with worldly reputation, it has to do with how you're known out there in the world. This is an energy that can bring you positive change. Positive change. Let's say your reputation has been going down the tube. Well, along comes Mars trine Pluto, and suddenly a shift occurs, a transformation occurs in the positive. Your reputation is lifted up. You receive some accolades. You receive some fame or notoriety to a certain degree that can help you, and it shifts your reputation. So this is powerful. This is very helpful. The 10th house has to do with our example to other people as well. And this is an energy, Mars is a military leader. He's not the king, he's not the prime minister. They're different planets represented by that, but he is a military leader. So you can be an example to others in how strategic you are, in how organized and structured you're being, in your ability to be courageous and bold and take a risk. Your example in those areas to other people can be very inspirational to them and can actually pay off for you too. So, if you're in a leadership position at work, it's through saying to your team, right, well, let's be confident about this. Let's go for this contract. Let's believe we're going to get there. And, using that Mars energy is empowered under this trine from Pluto. So be a good example of Mars leadership at this time, and you can see great rewards as a result of that, Virgo. Also, risks can pay off. Risks in career, risks in leadership, risks to do with, your responsibilities and any social obligations you have. It can really pay off and be to your advantage. If you want a leadership position, if you want more public approval, if you want more visibility in the world, take a risk to get there. Launch something, or put out a YouTube video, or do some, not that Mars has to do with social media marketing, but Gemini does, and this trine between Mars and Pluto can allow that to be more successful for you. Take a risk. You're also going to not lack discouragement, but more likely you're going to feel courageous about everything you undertake under this energy. Now, the 10th house also has to do with our father in Western astrology, and it has to do with the wealth of the father in Vedic astrology. So one of those could express as your father being very successful with his wealth endeavors, with his resource growth, or it could actually express as your father being very successful in the body, physically active, courageous, full of energy, full of motivation in the body. So that can happen as well. It's good for you, Dad, my beautiful Virgo friends, to have this energy forming in the house in traditional terms of the father. Sometimes we do see it reversed, where this is the house of the mother and the house of the father is the 4th house. My research is still divided on that. I've seen examples of both. And I think in this modern day and age, Virgo, the reason for that is that men and women are much more on equal footing in terms of being providers, being out there in the world, than they used to be. So sometimes you get fathers who are the ones running the house and staying at home, cooking and being the matriarchal kind of energy. And sometimes you get the woman being the more patriarchal, being the provider, being the, the breadwinner and having a career and so on. Sometimes it's a bit of both, for both. So this axis is the axis of parents, 10th to 4th. And sometimes we can see this expressing as the mother and this one expressing as the father. So I've talked about it in traditional terms, being the house of the father. It could be expressing through your mother's life in the same way, if your mother is more of the one who wears the pants in the family, in the parental influence. Okay, so thank you very much, Virgo. Now, Libra rising, Libra sun, Libra moon, people. Well, Libra, you are having the full moon on an angle for you. That's very important. But what else is happening is a trine on the 21st of July from Pluto to Mars in the 9th house. The 9th house of blessing and communication with the gods. Now, this is a house of travel and international affairs. So if you are somebody who is aspiring to go on a trip, or who is dealing internationally with, exchange and import, export, that kind of thing, then things can go very well for you. Booking a trip, for whatever purpose, traveling to another culture, doing some sort of international affairs or trade or whatever can go very, very well with this energy. You can be empowered through such things, and you can really take a leap forward, especially if your career has something to do with international work. Risk-taking can also pay off. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go for a holiday to Gaza or anywhere where it's particularly risky. I'm not saying that you should do that. But if you're on a holiday and, you're feeling courageous and inspired to climb that mountain, you're going to get to the peak of, the biggest mountain in Bulgaria, do it. Enjoy it. Away you go. Be sort of courageous. If you're somewhere internationally, traveling, doing whatever, get out there and have fun. You're going to feel more motivated, you're going to feel more energetic, and you can actually be really empowered by taking some sort of a travel risk of a strategic kind. I'll just emphasize the strategic kind. Mars is strategy. But this is also an energy of positive change. Pluto wants to transform us, and Mars gives activation. So here, positive change can arrive in the ninth house. If you're wanting to relocate, if you're wanting to, live in a different area, this is the house of relocation. You might be moving under this. You might get an opportunity that arrives for you to move. You might get a big vision or a goal for a relocation that you want to make. Like I said, it could also be a holiday that you want to take, and you might have a vision or a goal for a holiday that you want to take, and it can go successfully. But like I was mentioning just a moment ago, this is the realm of relocation as well. And you can be very successful in your endeavors to relocate. This is also one of the houses of good karma from past lives. And with Pluto, who's a tremendously karmic planet, trining this realm of your chart and activated through Mars, you can actually see the manifestation of good karma in your life, Libra. That could come through maybe a young man. Mars rules young men. So it could be that a young man brings good karma into your life in some way. Or somebody in the military brings good karma into your life. Or a real estate agent brings good karma into your life. Mars energy is where that activation unfolds. So that could be quite exciting. This is also the house of the second life partner. So for some Libra people, the blessing can be arriving in the life of their second marriage partner, the person they've committed to in a relationship for the second time. So, it could be that your second life partner's feeling really sporty, really active, and they need to, go for a run or go for a ride or, something like that. They want to move around physically because Mars is our muscles and using our muscles and exercising. It's motivation. So our second life partner can be feeling very active in the body. Our second life partner could also go through a big change. Excuse me. It could be transforming their life in some way, in a positive, powerful way. Maybe your second life partner is taking a risk, starting a new venture, trying something new, and it really pays off for them. That initiation works and positive change arrives. It could be in any field. It could be their career, it could be their social life, it could be their sporting life, whatever. There is certainly potential for transformation in the life of a second life partner because of this energy as well. This is also a very philosophical house, and many Librans will be feeling sort of epiphanies, eureka moments, deep understanding. Now, I'm a Libra moon. I've been getting like the most amazing week of just like eureka. Oh my God, look at this. Oh my God, look at that. Usually to do with astrology. And I think that's because of Mars and Uranus with Algol that triggered a lot of that in my life in the 8th house. So sometimes 8th house can bring eureka moments as well, especially if Uranus is involved in anything. But here, Libra, you're going to be getting it, and it's happening in the 9th house. And so it'll have to do with eureka moments and deep understanding regarding philosophy, beliefs, international affairs, understanding God, getting a message from God and the message from the divine. This is one of the houses, there's two of them, three of them I should say, houses of messages from the divine, getting the light of knowledge and the light of understanding illuminating our mind. So expect that you will get revelations of a powerful prophetic nature. Not only that, but this is the house of our purpose and our mission, Libra. And it's about what gives our life meaning. So because of Mars being trined by Pluto here, you are going to be more motivated to do something that gives your life meaning. You're going to be courageous about making life more meaningful. If you feel like your life is just getting by, just twiddling your thumbs, waiting for something to happen, then you're not living this energy of Mars to get the most out of it. Make it happen. Take a risk. Initiate something to bring more purpose and meaning into your life. Let's say, I don't know, you've been working at the local accountants as an accountant for years and you're absolutely jack of it. Then this energy says, okay, that's it. I'm going to do a course. I'm going to get some sort of higher knowledge in, massage therapy, because that's what I think is going to give my life meaning, relaxing people, healing people, making them feel good about themselves, their body, good in their body. That's what I want to do. That's who I really am. Then this energy says, take action. don't quit your day job necessarily, but go get that certificate. Find a studio where you can run your massage out of. Do what you've got to do. This is about taking action, taking a risk, and it will pay off and ultimately lead to success in your endeavors to have more purpose and meaning in your life, Libra, whatever that may be. Thank you, Libra. Moving along now, we're at Scorpio. Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, people. Mars is in your 8th house, has just moved into your 8th house actually, and as he does so is trined on the 21st of July by Pluto. Pluto, empowering, bringing positive change, transforming your life. Doubly so, Scorpio, because Mars is in the 8th house. And the 8th house has to do with rapid change, rebirth, dramatic reversals, getting out of a rut. But this energy is a blessing. So this is not going to be, crisis events, shocking events that leave us reeling. No, it's going to bring change that blesses. Change that happens quickly, suddenly, unexpectedly even, but it brings change that is a rebirth in a blessed way. Positive change arrives for you now. So this could be in many, many areas of life, any area really. I mean, the 8th house is the 11th house from the 10th. It could actually bring positive change in terms of the rewards and gains that you're achieving from your career. Because when we count 11 houses from the 10th, we get to the 8th. Blessing. So it could be big change regarding that. It could be, to do with your children. Because when we count, and your home, Scorpio, because when we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses from the 4th, parenting and children are represented by the 4th. 5 houses is blessing. Here, change that is blessing in your home and with your children. So don't think because it's the 8th house, Scorpio, that it's all going to be doom and gloom and oh my God. No, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. So I'm seeing positive change. It could be in any area of your life that this trine from Pluto to Mars brings. This is also the house of what we receive from others. So, you might get some sudden windfall or some sort of moral support, material goods, material support coming out of the blue. And this can help you feel more courageous, more successful. Just like I know myself when I get really discouraged, in case you hadn't noticed, by some of the negative, stupid comments I get on YouTube. But if somebody leaves me a comment of moral support and blessing or sends me an email, I got one this week from a wonderful woman who won a solar return report last month, just thanking me for that report and how fantastic and amazing it was. That's that moral support that just really lifts me up. This is what we're talking about. You might get some sort of message or moral support, or someone believes in you, and it changes everything. It gives you the courage to do new things, to make change in your life and turn your world around. Nothing like a bit of moral support. Financial support's good too. Material support, it all helps. And you might be receiving any of those things as a result of this energy. I also point out Pluto's the god of great wealth. And so there could be some kind of a manifestation of prosperity that comes in the material because of that. Also, when I say Pluto's the god of great wealth, when we go through Pluto transformational times, often times of crisis, Pluto rules crisis, so does the 8th house. But when we go through those times, we actually tap into the gold within us, not the physical like gold coins or anything, but the gold in our spirit, the gold in our heart, our resilience, our inner strength, our inner power. That can also be activated through this trine from Pluto to Mars in the 8th house. There can be an activation of your inner power, the inner gold, the inner resilience, the inner strength that lifts you up this week, my beautiful Scorpio friends. This is also the house of initiation, into alchemy, mystical initiation, magical initiation, and so forth. So many of you beautiful Scorpio people might be actually taking a risk, like maybe you've never done a past life regression before, and you take a risk. Mars is risks because, maybe it's, a bit scary having a look at what happened in your past life, and it really pays off. You really get some insight. You really get some understanding. Occult practices can really be a blessing under this influence, and initiation into the spiritual, the shamanic, can really, maybe you book a trip to go take ayahuasca in South America or something. Initiation into new occult practices can be very powerful, bring positive change, really can be good under this energy. So it might be worth researching something you've always wanted to know about, occult wise. You'll be motivated to do so, and you'll probably have the courage to try it out if you've never tried it before. Another thing I want to mention just before we close, Scorpio, you're going to love it. These two planets are so sexy. They're really about appeal and magnetism and that beautiful aura of desire. This energy, it's happening. I mean, you Scorpio people have this in bucket loads anyway. But here we go with some activation of sexual appeal, sexual desire. It's great. If you're in a partnership, you'll be just feeling more sexy, get that bedroom energy happening. It's great. But not only that, if you're single, Scorpio, this is a combination that you might actually attract more, you have more appeal, So put yourself out there on the dating app. Go to a singles bar, see what happens. You're going to feel more sexy because you're feeling more sexy. You're going to attract it more of interest. Because of your own advanced or enhanced, I should say, sex appeal. Fun and games. Alrighty. Thank you, Scorpio. Sagittarius rising, sun or moon people. You're going to stay there? Yes. Look at Sagittarius staying there without moving for a change. Okay. Mars is trining Pluto on the 21st of July, along with all this other stuff that's going on at the same time as well, in your 7th house. So it is your partners in life that can actually experience this energy, Saggy people. So it could be a business partner. It could be your tennis partner in your sports team. It could be, it could be your marriage partner. But they are going to be feeling more motivated, more energized. They're going to be wanting to, get out there and get active. That could be physically active. They might be, trying out a new sport or going swimming or going sailing or walking or whatever floats their boat. They're going to want to get fit. I have to say, Dave's a Saggy rising person, and I've been feeling like, my God, I'm sick of this winter. I need to get fit. I need to get active. Well, I might just get the chance with this energy happening. So your partners are going to want to sort of get physical. The old Olivia Newton-John song, Let's Get Physical. That's what's happening for the partners of Sagittarius people. Risks can also take off. So this can look like maybe if you're a partner in some way of a Sagittarius person, you can take a risk now and it can be to your advantage. That could be in career. This is the 10th house from the 10th. So not only Sagittarius partners, but Sagittarians themselves can take a risk in career that pays off. In business, in trade, in commerce, and any business affairs can actually pay off. Could be a great time to launch a business under this energy. It could be a great time, to strike up an agreement or a contract with this energy as well. Now, I did mention in the introduction, though, my beautiful Saggy friends, that we do have a bit of a difficult aspect from Uranus to Mercury, and this is happening the day after this Mars energy. So when I say contracts, this is the house of making contracts and vows and alliances and so forth. I would be less inclined. The energy in and of itself is a great one, but then on the very next day you've got this square forming. So I'd be less inclined to go down that road in an official sense, but making a verbal promise rather than a contractual promise might be the way to go. Handshake or my word is my bond kind of thing might be better than a legal agreement, which is your 7th house stuff. What else can we get out of this for Sagittarius people? Well, it can be, this is an energy that tells us how we should behave in our business dealings. And I would suggest for many of our Sagittarius friends, we need to be entrepreneurial. We need to be willing to take a risk. Mars is entrepreneurism, and Pluto's going to enhance your entrepreneurism, going to bless your entrepreneurism. So it is a super energy for any businesses and business dealings where you need to initiate, you need to take a risk, you need to, launch something or be entrepreneurially minded. This is a great energy for seeing success arrive out of those kinds of endeavors. Positive change can also arrive through this combination, and positive change can, take a manifestation in business, but it can also take a manifestation in any kind of relationship you have. Your tennis partner, positive change. Maybe you win your first tennis game under this energy on the 21st of July. Could be that in your marriage some positive change arrives. Maybe you and your partner have been struggling for a couple of months and things have been really, difficult for a while. Boom, Pluto trine to Mars, positive change arrives in your marriage. Things start to turn the corner. Things start to take some great strides forward with your marriage or your marital circumstances in some way. So blessing and change and transformation can come from this energy. I'll just point out too, for the sake of it, I haven't done this with every sign, but I will do it for Sagittarius. Mars is the ruler of your fifth house. Fifth house is children, so there could be positive change with your family dynamic, with children, but with your love life as well. Love and marriage go together. They should, usually. So maybe things have felt a bit dusty, a bit cobwebby. Here come these two sexy planets in your seventh house of relationship, Mars ruling the house of love. It could be really a time of revival for your relationship, a time of renewed love, a time of increased desire in any marital kind of relationship that you have. So I love this. This is a great, terrific energy for our Sagittarius friends. Okay, finally, your audience. Now, if you're a Sagittarius person and you are, trying to build an audience on Instagram or something like that, this energy it's not an energy of popularity, but it's an energy of positive change. It's an energy of successful endeavors. And this is the realm of the chart that has to do with your audience. So while this isn't a combination for popularity, it is an energy for success. You can grow your audience if that's your aim, or you can reach the right people if that's your aim, the right audience if that's your aim. If you're wanting to find the people who are going to resonate with your work, you can do so under this energy. But you've got to take action. If you're just sitting on the couch watching Netflix and saying, oh yay, Mars trine Pluto, I'm going to get some followers on my Instagram feed. No, you've got to put something out there. You've got to give something. Mars is to take action. Mars is to take a risk. Mars is to be courageous. Gemini is your social media stuff. This is a house of business. It's also a house of your audience. This is a great time to increase your reach and to increase your recognition and success with social media, business, and growth of an audience. So make the most of it, Sagittarius. You've got Mars here for a couple of weeks to come, but it's kicking off with this wonderful trine from Pluto. You don't want to miss this opportunity. It's a great one. Thank you, Sagittarius. Okay, Capricorn. Capricorn rising, Capricorn sun, and Capricorn moon. You're going to go for a walk now, Capricorn. I'm going to hold you still. Mars, the energy that is expressing in your sixth house with a trine from Pluto, is where we're looking today. And this is happening on the 21st of July, same day as the full moon. It's going to be a biggie. So Capricorn, you've got a full moon occurring in your sixth house. I've got a breakdown for all signs about that on my Patreon page if you want to check it out. But here with the Mars energy, it's about increased motivation, no discouragement, being more courageous. And this is the house of our fitness, our health and well-being. if you have been like so many Victorians where I live, locked in your house with, not lockdowns, but with, the cold wintry weather, nobody wants to get outside, it's freezing and horrid, then you might actually find that under this energy, you're like, that's it, I'm sick of being locked in my house, cabin fever, I'm going to put on my puffy jacket and scarf and gloves and beanie, and I'm getting out there, I'm getting active. Health and fitness comes first. We take the plunge, we make the move, we put our energy in. So Capricorn, could be time to get physical, get active. Maybe you're in the northern hemisphere and it's hot and you're like, oh, the heat's just killing me, and you can be like, that's it, I'm gonna go for a swim, get me down to the beach, I'm going to the pool, gonna go and do some laps, gonna get fit. Energy of motivation physically is what this is all about, and it's good for you. This is also the house of struggles and problems that need resolving, problems that need fixing. Well, good news is you have what it takes to solve those problems and overcome those issues in your life this month, actually, but kicking off this week, my beautiful Capricorn friends. Because Mars gives us the motivation. Mars gives us the courage to face our problems, not sweep them under the carpet. And the trine from Pluto makes us more successful, more empowered in doing so. You want to get out of debt? Sort it out this month. This is the month where it can really happen. You want to, deal with that problematic person at work who keeps, bringing you down, your enemy at work. You can deal with it this month. You can face up to them and say, stop stealing my projects, or whatever the issue might be. If you've got health concerns, maybe a problematic digestive system, leaky gut or something, and Mars here can say, that's it, I'm going to sort this problem out. I'm going to find a naturopath that can really help me with my issue, or a herbalist or a medical astrologer. I'm into it. You take action and it pays off, because Pluto trine to Mars means success in what you undertake. And here in the House of Problems, if you undertake to resolve your problems, to find solutions to your problems, you're going to find answers. You're going to find solutions. It's a good one. Sort it out, guys. List your problems and then list your strategies. Mars is a strategist for resolving those things. And then take action. It's going to be there for your use. This energy of the divine is there for you to grasp and run with. Sort out those issues, sort out those problems, lay them to rest, so you can be very successful with problem solving. You're also, this is an Upachaya house, so the more you take action now, the better things are going to be as time goes on. But it all starts now. The instigation starts with Mars trine Pluto, and in time you're going to see great success. You start a budget. Sixth house has to do with making a budget for day-to-day living. You start a budget, you instigate that now, you start living it, and 3 months down the track, boom. Don't need to pay off that loan any longer because you sorted it all out. That's what we're talking about here. Positive change and Upachaya house, things come with time, and it starts now. This is the house of pets. So Capricorn, yes, I have a very beloved friend. Hi, Joe, if you're watching. Very beloved friend who's having a difficulty with a pet at this time. And Pluto Mars can bring solutions and resolution and transformation to a situation with a pet. So good news there. There's power here, but you've got to take action. It's not about let's say you've got a pet and it gets sick or something like that. You've got to do something about it. This isn't necessarily an energy for miraculous healing of a pet. It's about you taking action to deal with a situation with maybe a sick pet, or maybe you want to get a pet, you've never had one and you'd like a pet. Well, you've got to take action to make that happen. You don't just wait for it to land in your lap. So Mars is action, Pluto is empowerment of that action, success with that action, regarding a pet, regarding problems, regarding health, regarding debts, so on and so on, regarding adversity. So just to conclude for my Capricorn friends, this is about getting the motivation to make change that's necessary, taking action, maybe even taking a risk for that change to happen, and seeing the manifestation of success in that action, in that endeavor. So that's how we deal with it. This is the house of problems in my mind. The sixth house is the hardest house in the horoscope. It's very difficult. But because of the trine from Pluto to Mars, you have what it takes to overcome the obstacles in life, the problems, the difficulties. You can do it. And the problems can be resolved. Very happy to share that with you, my Capricorn friends. Aquarius rising, Aquarius sun, and Aquarius moon people. Well, how beautiful. Next 20 years, Aquarius, you've got Pluto trining from your first house, the fifth house of good karma and good luck. To be an Aquarius. This is blessing. Pluto trine to Mars in the fifth house. You're going to be so motivated to be creative. Your creative intelligence is on fire this week. You know, Mars is a creative planet. Pluto is empowering that creative planet in the house of creative intelligence. Oh my God. If you've ever wanted to write a book or produce a film or do a performance or sing in a band or something, this is it. You know, you might see an ad in a window in a shop downtown, wanted lead singer for a band. Go for it. This is your chance. You know, this is your chance. If you want to audition for a particular role on film or in a TV commercial or whatever it happens to be, go for it. This is the energy where you can really pay off and you can really get somewhere. It's also the house of joy and exhilaration, excitement and happiness. Pluto enhances that. Pluto empowers whatever it touches, in this instance in a blessed way. Mars is motivation. You're going to be motivated to have fun, to play, to go to parties, to dress up and have a good time. Glamour, glamour. This is a great energy for having a good time. So enjoy that. Aquarius, we've been through some of the toughest years, I would suggest, since the Second World War. And it's been shit. So why shouldn't we have fun? Why shouldn't we go out and party and have a great time? This energy says go for it. It's going to be fun. You'll have a great time. You'll maybe even meet some exciting new people, and maybe if you're single, you might attract some interest as well because you're feeling sexy. You've got an aura of sexuality happening with Pluto in your first house now. Bring it. Enjoy. Have fun. Don't deny yourself the privilege that the fifth house affords. I would also suggest that this is affecting your children. If you have any children, they are going to be feeling very courageous. They might even be feeling a bit of daredevils, you know, like, so you've got a little Bart Simpson of your own and they're out there on their skateboard and they want to jump the canyon, you know, the episode where Bart does that. Well, the good news is with this energy, Pluto trine to Mars, they're going to be successful in that. They're going to be able to jump that canyon, you know. Bring it. Sometimes it pays not to know what our kids are up to, but they're going to be that little daredevil energy, you know. And so let's because this energy is success, let's not coddle our children and wrap them in cotton wool. Let our kids feel that thrill of courage and you know, taking a risk and seeing where it gets us, you know. So take your kids to the skate park. Take your kids out to be active, be physical, get the game on with Mars here, and use their bodies, delight in their bodies, feel the energy in their bodies. This is a great thing for kids to feel this, to feel their own power. And you know, experiences like that can set them up for life. You know, if they feel that they can be powerful, if they feel that they can take a risk and it pays off, you know, that gives them courage to do so in the future. Can build their resilience, you know. If they fail in the future, they know that at one time they succeeded in taking a risk and it paying off, so they're not going to give up. Let them try, let them enjoy that energy, my beautiful Aquarius friends. Now, this is also, interestingly, this is a house of gambling, and you've got Jupiter here for, well, getting on to a year. Jupiter and Mars, Aquarius, are actually a wealth combination. And here you've got a trine from Pluto. Oh my God, I'm just realizing, damn it, I wish I was an Aquarius. You guys could actually have some success in some sort of very, like, financial risk-taking arena. Buy a Tats Lotto ticket, Aquarius, you know, or take a financial risk. You know, I'm very conservative when it comes to money. Venus is with Saturn. So I'm always one to say, don't put all your eggs in the one basket. But if you've got some spare cash to make an investment, this is a great time to do so while Mars and Jupiter are both in your 5th house, trine by Pluto. My God. Aquarius, get on it. Find, you know, a way to invest some money, you know, buy a lottery ticket, you know, do those things. This energy is in your favor, and the timing could be quite brilliant actually as well. So what a lovely thing to conclude on for my Aquarius friends. You got a really lucky combination going on here, and it is a wedge to the full moon that's occurring as well. This could be actually quite a karmic week of prosperity, I'm thinking, just looking at this. Karmic week of blessing, coming back as a gift from the good deeds you've done in past lives. Wow. Oh, Aquarius, go you good thing. All right, Pisces rising, Pisces sun, and Pisces moon people. Well, Pisces, the energy of Mars, your auspicious planet, your prosperity planet, is here in the 4th house with Jupiter, which is nice. That's a wealth combination. And it's happening in the 4th house of home, family, heritage, roots, lineage, and being trined by Pluto. What does this mean? Well, first of all, it's going to give us lots more motivation, Pisces, for getting out there and digging in the garden and planting new plants and doing up our home. Mars is building as well, so you might be restructuring your home, doing a reno, that kind of thing can be on the cards with this energy, and it can go well. If you're, you know, making some changes to your home, it's going to be successful. It's going to feel positive. You're going to, you know, be really happy with the results that you instigate under this energy on the 21st of July. Mars with a trine to Pluto. It can give you success with parenting. This is a house of parenting, how you're caring for your kids and relating to your kids. You're going to maybe even take a risk with how you're parenting. Try something new, and you might be really pleased with the results. Really feel that you did something successfully. This is an energy of being courageous about how you're parenting, you know. Now, I know not everybody is in a happy, joy, you know, 2.5 kids and 2 parents situation. So maybe you're single parenting, for example, and, you know, you need to take a risk by sort of asking your partner, look, would you let me have the kids for a month because I want to take them on a holiday somewhere or whatever? And, you know, that's taking a risk because maybe your partner's been really clingy about their parenting role. And you take a risk and you ask, and it can really pay off. Maybe they say yes. Yeah, take the kids for a holiday. I'm all for that. Have fun. Have a good time, you know? So depending on your parenting situation, of course, but your parenting in whatever scenario can actually be positive and pay off, especially if you need to take a risk with the kind of parenting that you're dealing with, that you're undertaking. Okay, this is the realm of the chart that has to do with domestic life, land, property. Talked about gardening and home renovations already, but this could even look like maybe good karma, because Pluto's in the house of past lives, good karma coming from a past life experience to you Pisces people, you know, and it blesses you with a home. Maybe you find the home of your dreams, and you find the house you've always longed for, or the apartment that's perfect for you. This energy gives you maybe some miracle that occurs, but also it gives you the need to take action, you know, to go out there and look, get on the websites. Gemini's internet and social media, get on the website, start looking for that dream house. Where do you want to live? Where's your dream residence? You know, your dream location. Start looking, start taking action, because you know what you undertake can actually pay off. You might find that perfect place to live, you know. You might find that this is where I've always wanted to be. This is the community where I have always wanted to belong. This is the kind of place that's me. You can find that under this energy. And it's also like the divine, the angels, your deceased ancestors and stuff. 12th house can be pulling the strings to help you find it. but you've got to do the action. You've got to take the motivation. So it might be that you have to take a little drive or go on a little trip somewhere. Gemini is short trips to find that place. But Pisces, you can absolutely find your dream location, your dream community, your dream home with this energy. Take action. You never know where you might find yourself. Very exciting. This is also the realm of the chart that has to do with businesses, particularly when I say businesses, it's inherited businesses, family businesses, the passed down. When I grew up in a little town in Victoria, I went to school with the undertaker's daughter, and that undertaker's business had been, and they often are, funeral directors, passed down from father to son or daughter to son or daughter to son or daughter, for generations. That's the kind of thing we're talking about. Sorry about the frog in my throat here. So there could be real positive energy about taking a risk in a family business, an inherited business, the family farm, something that's been passed down. If you take a risk with, let's say you're running the family farm and you try to do something different in a new way, it can really pay off if it's instigated under this energy of Pluto trine to Mars. Using different machinery, Mars's machinery, using different tools can really pay off, and positive change arrives. You can be successful in your endeavors with your family business or inherited business, or even, that said, even a business that's being run from home. Fourth house represents businesses that are being run from home. If you're entrepreneurial, Mars is entrepreneurism. If you're entrepreneurial and you have running a business from home, this is an energy for bringing blessing and growth and popularity with a home-based business or a home-run business. So, that's me, totally. I hope this comes to pass. I'm thinking, what new risk, what new venture can I undertake? It can be successful now. Home-based businesses can go well. Pisces, so much going on. Lots of increased motivation for such things that I've just talked about. Courage and risk-taking for these things that I've talked about that lead to success, that lead to, greater strides forward in life. Make the most of this energy on the 21st of July, Pisces. It is looking good to me. I would also say maybe it might be an energy for being lucky with a home as well. Sorry, just seeing the full moon occurring as well on the 5th house, 11th house axis. But that's something I'll talk about in the full moon report at my Patreon page. All right, Aries rising, Aries sun, Aries moon, people. Okay, guys. Mars trine to Pluto occurring in the 3rd house, manifesting through the 3rd house. What does this mean on the 21st of July for our Aries people? Well, it really does speak to taking a trip. You're going to feel restless, Aries. You're going to want to get out of, your home environment or the community that you're in and go see something new. Go try something new. You're going to be motivated, energized. You want to get out there. You're sick of sitting still. So it's a sporting energy. I'd say that you might go for a trip like, to the beach to go surfing, or to the snowfields to go skiing, or to a nearby town to go on some thrill seeker rides. That's what this energy is all about. It's not about just taking a trip to go sit in a coffee shop. This is an energy for taking a trip to do something, to have some fun, to use your muscles, to get out there. Also, Mars is quite playful. So is Gemini. I'd say you want to take a trip to do something fun and playful as well. It really can pay off to do so. This energy can, you come home feeling exhausted and happy and wonderful. 21st of July rocks, You'll have a great time. That's what this energy first and foremost speaks to me about. But it's also about small business, our business skills and talents that we put to good use for us. And so if you run a small business utilizing your skills, maybe you're a hairdresser, maybe you're you make coffees or something, you run a cafe or something like that, because that's a skill you have, making beautiful cakes and coffees. Whatever your skills and talents are that you run a business with, you can really do well if you put some entrepreneurial energy behind what you're doing, try something new, take a risk, have a different approach. Can really go well for you. And any marketing or advertising that you undertake on this day, through social media or otherwise, can really pay off, can really bring you the blessing that you want, This is an energy for, a lot of positivity with marketing, advertising, and growing a small business. So Aries, get on it. If you have a small business, if you're using your skills and talents for something, then promote it. Promote the hell out of it. This energy is powerful for bringing more success to those things. If you're learning a new trade, if you're learning a skill, if you're learning a new craft, well, this energy can help you master that skill, be empowered by that skill. It'll bring you a lot of joy as well. So, a lot of you beautiful Aries people might get the impetus to try something new, to instigate a new skill set. Maybe you've never done wood burning in your life, but you went to some, art show and you saw some wood burning and you're like, my God, that looks fantastic. I'm going to learn how to do that. So you enroll in a course, you do a short course in wood burning. It looks fantastic, and you discover a whole new skill. Mars is tools. Mars is anything that burns. Go for the wood burning. Maybe archery. You want to take up some archery? Mars is anything sharp, arrows. And what is it? We were in America back April 2023 and I saw axe throwing for the first time. Well, that's a skill set that I'd never encountered before. Axe throwing. You want to develop some sort of a new skill set in axe throwing. Sewing needles are Mars ruled because, sharp, pointy. Mars is anything sharp, anything that can cut. So, you can perhaps take up something of that nature, do some sewing. But any new craftsmanship, particularly pertaining to Mars, can be a really worthwhile endeavor that you enjoy and get a lot out of, and that proves to be something successful for you. This is an Upachaya house. It gets better with time. You might find also that you're actually able to develop some new skill. Maybe you decide you're going to do some sewing. You love it so much. You're like, I'm going to be a fashion designer. I'm going to be a seamstress, and create my own boutique. And you're like, whoa, away you go with your own small business in time. But it might all be instigated now with this powerful trine from Pluto, bringing success and positivity to some sort of craftsmanship pertaining to Mars that you decide to undertake. Exciting times, fun times, playful times, Aries. Enjoy this energy. And finally, we get to Taurus. Taurus rising, Taurus sun, Taurus moon. Oh, here we go. Mars in the second house with Jupiter. That's a wealth combination. Hello. But we've got a beautiful trine from Pluto. I will just say that, this is very interesting. I'll be talking further about this in my Capricorn full moon report on Patreon, because my God, it could be quite lucky for you guys, Taurus people. But anyhow, Mars, we're in the second house, trined by Pluto. What does this mean? Well, you are in a very advantageous position, Taurus, to perhaps take some risks that pay off in financial investments. Maybe you decide, I'm going to go pull some money out of the bank and I'm going to go buy some gold. I'm going to go buy gold or silver, whatever, and you decide that's what I'm investing my money into. It can really pay off. It can really pay off to do so. Now, that's just a suggestion. I haven't done any analysis around gold or silver being worth investing in. I just used it as an example, okay? So do your own research around that sort of thing. In fact, on that topic, Pluto is going to empower any financial research that you do. Pluto empowers whatever it touches. And Pluto is in-depth research, trining, benefiting the second house. I mean, look, the next 20 years, Taurus, you're going to be really blessed by researching in-depth financial investments. And I'd encourage you, get into financial astrology. My God, it can really be a blessing for you over the next 20 years. But doing deep research can really pay off financially for you because of this combination. Starting this week, 21st of July, when we have the trine from Pluto to Mars in this house. So it can also bring success in financial endeavors, success in also material endeavors. Let's say, you've got a fabulous collection of shag art, but you need one more painting. There's one blank wall in your house and you want another. You want another painting to fill that wall, and you've got just the one in mind. It's the moon landing one. Those who love shag will know the one I'm talking about. I love that painting. I'd love to get it myself. But it's very hard to come by now because I think it's all the editions are sold out. So, you know, you're looking for this hard to find shag painting. Well, here's Pluto trine to Mars in the house of collections, and you have the motivation to get online, Gemini, and look for that painting and find where you can get one. So you do that, success comes. You find that final moon landing painting to put with your collection of shag art, for example. You get on it. Mars and Pluto in trine in the house of expressing through the house of materiality, storage, collections. You know, maybe you're after that first edition novel to complete your set, and you find it. You know, but you've got to be motivated. Mars here is telling us what we need to do to make things happen financially and materially in our life. You've got to be entrepreneurial. You've got to be a go-getter. You've got to take, you know, a risk. You've got to be courageous. Mars energy. If you do that, it can really pay off. Can really pay off, Taurus. Okay, this is also the house that has to do with our family history. Mars here, yeah, you might be very motivated to research your family history, to understand family history, to look deeply into it. Pluto, deep research. You know, finding out something about family that's a real blessing to you can happen with this trine as well. You know, it's not about family secrets and skeletons in the closet. No, that's other houses in the chart. But the second house has to do with what you get from the family. I mean, think about it. Second house sits under the first. First house is you and your body in this lifetime. What supports your body? Okay, it's your resources, you know, food, clothing, shelter, all that stuff. But it's also your family and your early childhood and the values that were instigated into you by your family. This is what we value. This is family influence to support you in this lifetime. Second house. So there can be some blessing to the family in terms of their value system and how they work with that. It could be that something you receive from the family that supports you. You know, it's not about windfalls and inheritances. That's 8th house. That's the opposite house. But it is about what the family has that supports you. It could be that this trine gives you, you know, the chance to go to mum or dad. Pluto's in the traditional house of dad. You go to dad and you say, Dad, I need some money to, you know, do this entrepreneurial venture that I want to start. Mars is entrepreneurism in the second house of making money. You go ask your dad for money and he says, right on, I'm behind you. In fact, I'll be an investor. I'll take a cut. Let's do business together. Family support of you and your life and your journeys. So can be very positive in that regard. It is a good week to ask for support if you need it. But usually because of the second house has to do with the money that we make, not, oh, give me some money to live off, Dad. No, it's about you needing to take action to make money yourself. Dad, do you want to invest in my business? Dad, do you want to, you know, go in with me to make, you know, a successful business venture? So there's a difference there. It's not just an inheritance. It's something that you have to undertake and you have to instigate and you have to drive. So if that's the case, then yes, you can ask, you know, parents for some support with this this combination. So Pluto trine Mars gives success, positive change in these realms, and risks that actually pay off. So my Taurus friends, it's looking good on a material sense for you, I must say. In fact, this whole year is looking good for you with Jupiter in the second house. We've already talked about that in previous videos. So hopefully you make the most of it and set yourself up with a lot of stability and security for the future. So my friends, thank you for joining me for this video. You know, I'll be back with another Astro Weather Report next week. Till then, may you all be blessed.